All right, video recording is good. Looks like Audacity is now recording. We're going to have to try Audacity. And I'm peaking. That sucks. Hopefully it's not going to peak the entire time. Alrighty, anyways, we're good for a show. We're going to start. We're going to do this. This is episode 44 of Stream the Machine. I don't have a big intro, so what I'm going to do is play this, and then we will get on with the show.
Not to be racist or anything, but Asian people...
You're listening to a Fly Science Productions podcast. Welcome to Stream the Machine. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Stream the Machine, episode 44, another evening edition of the show. Welcome back. I am Jake, your host, as always. With me, as also always, is Tony DePalma. Tony, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. I wouldn't say always. I say most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time.
Same case with you, with Ross, with all of us. Sometimes, like last Saturday, we can't make it to a show, and we go on and we do make up shows like this. We did have a Mr. Ross Bays that was going to be on tonight's show, but last minute he had something come up, something that he said condo work. So I guess he's got a condo, and I guess he's trying to get people to, or people are going to rent and stay there in it. And so he said there was some work that had to be done, and weather willing, and some other stuff. It had to be done tonight. And so, of course, we're going to understand and let him.
I'm pretty sure that's a ruse.
Yeah.
I'm like 90% positive that Ross is a secret agent.
He must be. He had what looks like a really interesting Karmified segment set up here, just for us not to do it. So we're going to save that for Saturday, and instead just go on with the show today. Tonight's going to be probably a little bit of a shorter show, maybe about 30, 45 minutes. We'll see how long it goes for, but no Karmified. Okay, so we're doing the show tonight because I wasn't here Saturday. Instead, I went to a convention called Katsucon, which basically any convention is called something and then con, whether it's Comic-Con, Katsucon. There's one called Otakon that is out here. Anything that's just, it can be, a lot of them are based on...
Basically every convention.
Yeah, pretty much everything. They'll just put whatever it is and then con in front of it. Behind it. And so this week in Katsucon was a sort of an anime and video games, and those were the main focuses. I'm trying to think of what other things. I mean, they had so many events and panels. It was crazy. I wish I could show you some of the itinerary that they had, but I mean, they had self-defense classes going on there. They had like beginner lessons for like people trying to learn Japanese. They had
nice.
And gee, they
How's
even
that going, by the way?
So it's on a little bit of a pause at the moment because I was having a very difficult time trying to figure out where to go to next for what I'm trying to learn. So I learned how to read the first sort of alphabet, if that's what you want to call it, and I started reading the second one, and I got to a point where I was like, well, crap, I need to know words in order to learn how to make sentences. But then I also need to know how to make sentences in order to speak at all. Just like knowing words isn't going to do me any good unless I know how I can...
structure.
Right. And so I'm kind of in this like catch-22 of... well, words or sentences, and so instead I've taken the time just to play some games at night and take a break. So instead I've just been coming home and just kind of gaming for a little bit and relaxing, sort of just to ease up, and because I was going hard on it for the first 3 weeks. It just it's coming home every night and for about 1 to 2 hours just trying to learn a lot, and I did learn a lot, and I still have retained most of it. So my goal now is to try and get back into the groove of it, but I have to find a good starting point, and that's proving to be difficult. This is why you have classes for this kind of thing, is so you have a teacher that knows how the hell to teach you. And when you're learning by yourself, it's a little bit difficult, but I'm going to do my best to sort of get back in on that. But I won't go into a heavy amount of details on the convention this weekend, but I'll just say it was really fun. It was, I mean, you show up and people dressed up in all kinds of video game and anime, all the just stuff. I mean, everyone's dressed up as whatever, and they had game rooms there where my buddy and I could go in there and play each other in like Halo 3 PvP, just like 1v1, just fighting each other, and I mean, they had Mario Kart going on in their Smash Brothers. I mean, just a huge room, just all of games. And that was just one room. And they had a place called the Dealer's Room, which is where they sold T-shirts and figures and, old PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Nintendo, whatever kind of consoles and games. They had Japanese 3DSs there, which does nobody any good because those are region locked, so you can't really do much with them anyways. But I mean, just all kinds of like stuff. It's almost like you just go on Amazon and see the like little cart that says people also bought, like on the things that you buy, and then you just took all of that crap and you put it on a table, and then there you go. That's what they were doing, was just selling all these things that you might be interested in. It was good stuff. We just kind of wandered. I didn't really have a plan. I didn't know what was all going on there, so it was a lot of wandering around and just trying to see what I could. If I go next year, I will definitely sort of plan it out, because I found this really cool app that basically shows you all the events, what time they're starting, and everything else like that, and then you can click on them and say, like, add to my schedule, and then it will remind you before each one starts. So the next time I go, I can just say, okay, well, here we go. Do I want to go for the weekend? Do I want to go for 2 days? Okay. And then just mark it all down. Like, these are all the things I want to do. And then just basically look at my schedule from there on, instead of having to, like, check the entire itinerary every time.
That's pretty handy.
It was neat. So I went Saturday. Sunday, we left fairly early in the afternoon. It was going to end around 3 o'clock, I think, and we were about ready to bolt. And I was really only just waiting to try and get some figures, because they were supposed to go down in price. So Sunday comes around, and I go in there, and I'm looking around, and I'm hurrying up. They're like, all right, well, we got to be out by 11 o'clock. That's like when they want us to leave our room. And so I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I'm going to go in, I'm going to buy all my stuff, and I'm going to leave. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I want like 2 to 3 figures. I don't want to spend a lot of money, maybe like $100. And I find my first one. Actually, I'll show it to you. It's this guy right here. Get that up in the camera. I don't know if that's going to focus very well on it. Who is from a particular anime that I enjoy. And I got the first one, and it was a decent price. And I went and I found 3 more that I really wanted. 2 that I really wanted, and then one that I thought Rachel would really like. It was one of the cuter animals in the show. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, it was a little pricey to get all 3 of them, but I was like, whatever. It's an experience. I'm paying for the memories. And the guy rings it all up, and it's already like a mess just to talk to anybody in there, because everyone's trying to buy their shit the last day. Like, everyone's in there trying to buy everything. And so I finally get the guy's attention, and we're ringing him up, this, that, and the other. Okay, that's this amount of money, and I've already bought the one figure, so I've already got it. I've already charged my card. And I give him my card, and he goes through all the things. He's taking forever, and he's typing it up on his little manual abacus thing. And so he swipes my card, and then all of a sudden he gets it, and he goes, oh, it's declined. Like, as if it's good news. That, like, oh, here you go, your card, it's declined. And so I get it, and I'm like, well, shit, I don't know what to do. I hate talking to my bank about anything. And my first instinct, anytime that my card gets locked, because it occasionally has, is whatever, I'm going to wait a day, and then that's it. We'll see what happens. Well, needless to say, I left, and I didn't get any of the figures. So I was like, duh, I'm kind of in a bad mood, kind of really pissy. It's my last day. Duh, damn it. And I'm waiting by the elevator. I'm like, F it. I'm going to look these up on Amazon and see what the prices are. Well, 2 of them were going on sale for like 50% of what the guys at the convention were selling them. And so overall, plus with shipping costs added in, I was able to get all 3 figures for like $30 less of what I was going to pay. Nice. And like I said, including shipping. So I actually made out with spending far less money than I originally intended. by just going on Amazon and buying them, which is kind of unfortunate because, like I said, you're kind of like at the con, you're like, oh, it's an experience. Like, you can't get these anywhere else. And then you find out not only can you get them cheaper, or not only can you get them elsewhere, they were cheaper just to order them on Amazon. But it was cool. It was fun. I'm glad I went. I'm really considering going back next year. It's cheaper to pre-order in advance. Like, if I were to order now, I would spend $20 less on the tickets than what I did buying them a month beforehand. But it was fun. You know what? I recommend it to people who are interested in checking something out like that, because I was afraid to go because I was afraid of, like, the hyper nerds. Like, okay, I'm a nerd, but and I'm not, like, talking down on anybody, but there's a class of nerd that is, like, even nerdier than I am. Or, like, even far more into it, like, socially inept. Like, I'm socially inept, but I shut up. Like, that's my social ineptness, is I be quiet, and I'm like, I don't want to talk to people. But then you get people who just can't stop talking, and just, like, whatever. You know those guys. And I was afraid I was going to encounter a bunch of those people, and it was going to ruin my experience, and the whole time was just going to be like, oh, it's just a big nerd fest. But everyone who goes there is so fascinated with their own thing of what they're doing that you don't even have to worry about anybody except for yourself and whoever you're with.
Yeah.
And so the entire time I was there, even though you're around hundreds or, 1,000 people or whatever, you just kind of do your own thing. And it was fun. It was actually really a really good time. I regret not bringing Rachel along. I originally didn't bother asking her because I figured, oh, it was a nerd con. Like, why would you want to go? But there were so many things there that, take a picture of, like, these stuffed Pokemon and shit that she wanted. And I was like, oh, you should be here for this. And I think she would have liked it, even though that, she's really not that much of a nerd. But anyone who's ever wanted to go to a convention like this, not all of them will be this way, I'm sure. But if you've ever had reservations, like, oh, it might be too nerdy if I go there, just do it. It was really neat and exciting. So, shit, I don't want to talk everyone's ear off. I do have the next topic, but I'm going to skip it. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and talk about your next topic for now.
Well, I mean, I've only put that one on there because you had that topic there.
Okay, well, I'm trying to think now. First of all, I'm going to ask real quick while I'm trying to think exactly of what I was trying to say. Did you see the video of Afro Man punching a woman?
I did.
Oh my gosh. And you know what sound I think she made? I think it sounded like this right here.
Not to be.
Oh, whoops. That wasn't the sound. Damn it. Which one? Here we go. I think that was what happened. Oh, shoot. Yeah, no, so someone linked it. And if anyone wants to see it, go to YouTube. Just type in Afro Man punch. And Afro Man, he's this big black guy playing guitar, and he's got an afro, and some woman gets up on stage, drunk, I imagine, while he's playing his guitar, and, like, starts, like, bumping her butt up against him. Dude turns around and clotheslines her. Knocks her out completely.
Decks her.
And it was really, really funny. In a bad way. I mean, she probably
got arrested for that.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad stuff. You shouldn't do that. I can understand. I mean, if she's up there, like, poking you in the back with a knife, or doing something like pulling a gun on you, sure. Punch her lights
shoving
out.
you. Anything.
But bumping the butt, just like, get her away. Get out of here. Let me play my guitar solo. No, okay, I'm going to punch you in the face. Sorry. No, live performances. Why was I going to bring this up? They do make a difference, but I can't figure out why I was bringing this. What did I watch? I watched something. I couldn't tell you. I had a rant for this, and I have no idea. Well, okay, so all I'm going to say is that live performances for bands is one of the most important things that you could do for a band if you're out there playing on a stage. So I don't have anything to go on here. I had something prepared. I had something that popped into my mind last night or this morning. What was I listening to today? Maybe that did it. Oh! Ha! I figured it out. Okay, so if you heard of the band Mushroom Head?
I have.
Okay, so Mushroom Head, I really like them. I really do. And they kind of have the whole Slipknot thing going on.
Yeah.
I can't believe I couldn't remember this. Anyways, they do the faces. They've got the grotesque kind of whatever. And I was listening to some of their songs today, and they actually don't have some of their best albums on Spotify. I don't know why, but it was making me think about how powerful the visual performance of a band is when they play live. Not always. If you're out there playing your little John Mayer, like little quiet kind of whatever, you don't have to be banging up and down on the stage. You don't have to be going crazy. But, I remember the reason it's such a poignant thing with me and Mushroomhead in particular is, so I started listening to Mushroomhead once, and I'm like, cool, this band's all right. And I text my mom, and I'm asking her about it for some reason. I don't remember why, but I say something like, can you check, I was probably at work, and I was like, can you check Walmart or Best Buy and see if you can find Mushroomhead, or just Google Mushroomhead and see if you can find, I want to find one of their albums. So of course she Googles it and finds their website, and she's like, you're not listening to these guys, are you? And I'm like, no, I was like, their music is actually really good. I know they look like they're crazy and they're killers and they've, but it's actually really good. Like, they have soft songs, they have heavy songs, they do all this, Mushroomhead's actually very talented. And she was just not kind of sold on it. And, I know, I think I was trying to figure out, they were playing at the Brass Rail, in, I don't remember what part of Peoria that was in. But they were playing it there, and I was trying to figure out if they still had tickets available. And so I told my mom, I was like, well, I really want to go to this. And so I was going to go, whatever. I was old enough. She didn't care. She just was like, I don't know if I like this band, but whatever. So on a whim, my dad gets home from work. Within 5 minutes, I look at him. I say something like, what are you guys doing tonight? It's a Friday. My parents aren't doing anything. And I'm like, you guys should come see Mushroomhead with me, because you just should. We've been to a billion other bands before, and it's mostly Seether and Saving Abel and other stuff like that, but nothing like Mushroomhead. And they're like, you know what? Sure, we're not doing anything. Let's go see Mushroomhead at the Brass Rail. So we show up, and capacity crowd, it's all sold out, and the guy at the door is like, sorry bro, you can't get in. And the guy who runs the place looks out, and he's like, how many? 3? Yeah, go ahead, let him in. And what's awful about that is that it probably was a fire hazard to have more people in there, because I think we hit the capacity. And so we go in there and we watch whatever the opening band is, some band that no one cares about, and Mushroomhead comes on. And we're in a bar, okay? The Brass Rail is kind of a dive. It's not a very good place to be at, not in my opinion at least. And they start the show, and the drummers, there's 2 dudes, because it's a big band like Slipknot. The 2 dudes have these 2 huge floor toms that they have almost what am I saying? Not pipes. Almost like little tiny hoses of water that come up and put the water, just put water on the top of the drum head. It was almost
so
like they
when
just
you hit it splashes up.
Yes. Well, then they also have lights in the bottom of the drum or somewhere. So when one guy's hitting them, and they have these 2 huge sticks, they're doing this big huge tribal.
Yeah.
All this kind of crap, and it's water's flying up everywhere, and it's all multicolored. And they're just doing it for the spectacle. The guy in the background's, keeping his beat and doing the thing on the drum set. But, oh my gosh. And so that was just the start of the show. And the rest of the show was one of the coolest visual experiences you could ever have watching a band. Both of my parents came out of that going, that was awesome. And they don't even listen to nu metal or whatever you would consider Mushroomhead to be. I mean, it was I don't know, but it's such a powerful, and so that's what I think. Every time I hear Mushroomhead, I just think live concerts, and I'm like, damn, really wish I was out there playing live music or just something, because there's such a spirit, such an energy that you get when you perfectly convey that, and you turn these people who originally may not even like your music, may not even like the way you look, but you literally 180 because your performance was so good that they're like, holy shit, that was awesome. I saw them once again up in Wisconsin, and they were also pretty good there. That was one of the reasons damn it. Amazon's telling me my package for sure is delayed, like officially. That pisses me off. Anyway, sorry, not to get off topic. I'm really bummed about that package. I don't know. It's impressive, and so it kind of brought back that memory. And I thought today, I was like, I see a lot of bands that kind of go up there and they just kind of like, I don't know, like they don't do the visual. They just kind of, whether it's heavy, all they do is they just grab the mic and they just like hunch over and they don't get into it, and it's like such an important, I don't know. And sometimes you're vibing off the crowd, but other times like it's, well, how do you get the crowd going? Well, you got to do something. You got to start somewhere. Even if you feel ridiculous, go ridiculous to start with. Then the crowd's going to start feeling it. They're going to start doing their thing, and then you're like, oh shit, this is awesome. And then everyone, next thing you know, they're all excited. Yeah, so that was my thing. It's so important out there to have a visual like energy and a vibe going for you.
Yeah, definitely.
That was my rant for that. Now tell me about your performances that you have coming up this weekend.
Okay. I actually got 3 this next week.
Dang.
I got Friday. Playing a little coffee joint. A little bit north of Peoria. We've played there a bunch of times. Which is always really fun, but it's always pretty far away. So
yeah,
no one was like, it's like, oh, it's 45-minute drive. You're like, oh, I don't know if I'll make the trek for that.
Do you get like a good amount of local turnout from that kind of stuff? Like just people just coming to watch, and like not even people but
it confused like it threw me for a loop because it's like Lakin is a small town.
Oh, very
like super tiny town. I was like, we're playing in Lakin.
Yeah,
it's like at a coffee
would not have been my
shop
first choice, but
on a Friday night, like, don't people have anything better to do?
Yeah,
and. No, it's like just people just come there and just hang out and listen to music. So I was like, cool.
That's interesting.
But so I got that Friday, and then I'm playing Saturday at a St. Jude benefit with my friend I met through. It's actually the electric guitarist in my band's his sister does her own solo stuff.
Oh, nice.
And she's always just played like just guitar and sang at gigs and stuff. So I'm playing drums with her.
Damn.
On that Saturday. And then we also got me and her are booked for an acoustic gig on next Thursday at a bar down near Bradley.
Dang, you are on fire right now. I'll tell you what though,
feels weird. Being
a good drummer, I've always felt like being a good drummer is far harder to find. Well, sorry. Finding a good drummer is much harder than finding a good guitarist. I always have felt like guitarists have seemed to be like a... how do you say it? More abundant, I guess. Maybe that's all...
Probably because it's easier to pick up a guitar than it is drum set.
It's, fairly less expensive, too, to also learn how to play a guitar. You drop $200 maybe on a guitar, and you're like, all right, here you go, boop, 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 and then you're done. Yeah. And you're, next thing you know, Steve Vai, but... then you have to, like, when I bought my starter drum set, and given I wasn't like, I was already years in the guitar at this point, so I was kind of buying something expensive, but $1,200. I'm pretty sure it was like maybe $900 for the set. A double bass pedal was like an extra $150 maybe. It was expensive. I wish I had my drum set still, but cymbals are crazy. Shoot, I think I was trying to replace the ones that I had because I had some basic ones that just got shredded. And looking at replacing that was anywhere from like $150 to $300 for low end cymbals.
For just one.
Oh my gosh, it was incredible. It's devastating to to be a drummer. But like I said, when you're good and you have people like Tony now, who's being requested, and you're just getting the gigs. I mean, it's great. It's a good feeling, and I don't know. I feel like people are more impressed by drums too than they are by guitar work. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've played guitar and I can't fully grasp drums that I'm more impressed by them. But from my standpoint,
I'm the complete opposite. For me, it's just like I'm just hitting things in a certain pattern that sounds good.
Yeah, whatever.
I was like, other people have to worry about like notes and keys and actual like music theory stuff. I just hit things. And just
I'm excited for you. It seems like you're doing really well. Tell me about this MMA.
Oh yeah. Joined a new athletic club.
Damn.
It's
Okay.
called Pure Athletic Club, and it's literally they have boxing, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then Ket Kwando or something. Not Taekwondo. Something similar.
I don't know. It doesn't sound familiar to me, but I don't remember a lot of things. That's crazy. That's awesome. I kind of wanted to join a gym out here, and they have an Aikido place right down the street, but Ross doesn't like Aikido, and so he was like, don't do it. He was like, whatever you do, don't do Aikido. And so I kind of scrapped that, and I don't know. Now I feel like I need to be on that same bus, though, because Ross is doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
It's a lot of fun, and the boxing was fun. It was cool. I liked being able, it felt good, kind of hitting things.
Right.
But the jiu-jitsu is it came a lot more naturally for me. Like I could pretty much, I don't know. It just was a lot more.
Sure. A little more comfortable.
I didn't really have to think about it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Just maybe because it's up close and personal with the other guy. Because we sparred for darn near 2.5 hours, on and off, taking turns and stuff. It was.
Go ahead.
I don't know. For the first half, we did in gi.
Okay.
So yeah. And then the second half was no gi, and it was more like if something was going down at a bar or on a street.
Right.
So we had if someone was grabbing you by the throat, how to either just get away or make him regret that. So let's the first one was let's just get away. It was the second one, let's make him feel it a little bit. He was no, his third move, he's gonna really regret messing with you.
This is where you have to leave the state because you're wanted for murder.
Yeah, I went from just doing a move just to get away to locking their arm and pinning them, and then to an arm bar. Or it went from a judo throw to an arm bar. Interesting.
Yeah, see, I've never been a huge fan of judo, and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is very sort of married with a lot of judo techniques and style, and so the idea of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in itself does not actually appeal to me that much. But it's crazy stuff. It's a lot rougher. It's the kind of thing where you'll be getting rug burns, you'll be getting all kinds of stuff because you're getting down and dirty and just. It'll definitely toughen you up. I think a little faster than maybe a regular martial arts. Because when I did karate, a lot of it is you're punching in the air and you're doing a lot of things and you're working on technique and you're working on. Sort of the shadow boxing aspect of it, and then, you can't really shadow box judo or throws or grappling or whatever. You have to have somebody there for it. When you get the adrenaline going too, you push your muscles to further limits, and then it definitely, I feel like what probably is better for conditioning than just a normal martial art, doing something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or just judo in general. That's exciting, though. I'm excited for you, and it makes me feel like I should be doing something else other than just relaxing all the time.
Yeah, I've decided that's what I'm going to train for next. After I'm done with this half marathon, I'm going to try to train for an amateur level fight.
Damn. Alrighty, that's exciting.
Just to say, the same with the half marathon. I might not win, but just to say that I've signed up and that I'm going to do a fight. I will have done a fight.
You guys are leaving me in the dust on all of the cool, my best accomplishment in the last week is to be I beat this game. And then you guys are well, yeah, I started MMA, and Ross is fixing a condo, and jiu-jitsu, and here I am saying, I ate a bag of carrots today. That's
there you go. Eating
my contribution. So I'm gonna skip over the Game of Thrones thing and hit that tomorrow, especially because that's a sour spot with my Amazon delivery being delivered late. I'm trying. So okay, I guess I'll let everyone in here on the secret. I ordered season 4 of Game of Thrones for Rachel is a secret. She doesn't know it's coming. It just dropped on Tuesday. I ordered it Monday night because it was only $30. I think retail for it, like after it released, was going to be $80. So I was like, of course I'm going to order that. And I know she loves Game of Thrones. And I was really just wanting to surprise her. And then last night, while I chilled in bed for like 5 minutes trying to recoup before I came in here and did something. And I heard her saying how she wanted to rewatch all of Game of Thrones before April or whenever the new season starts. And she's like, I guess I'll have to probably buy the season 4. I'm really excited for that. That's the only one I don't own, which I know, which is why I was ordering her season 4. But I don't know how long. She's like, it just came out today. And I don't know. I don't want her to buy it for herself, which I don't think she'll buy it this soon. But I'm also like really anxious. I really want to be like, hey, by the way. But I feel like the satisfaction will be so much better when she gets it and I haven't told her. So I'm like debating telling her or not. It was supposed to be here today, but freaking weather. God damn it.
Yeah. And the weather you're having on the other side of the country is affecting my delivery too.
Yes, it really.
My stuff's in Virginia as well, and it's getting delayed.
Oh well, so
if you hadn't said anything, I wouldn't have even noticed.
Yeah,
that it wasn't here. I wouldn't have thought about it. I would have been perfectly content with it being late. But now that I know it's late, is that it's when it's bothering me.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we both ordered priority shipping, and none of it's gonna work on the day that it should have, thanks to the weather. Thank you, Mother Nature. So anyways, maybe I'll save that for Saturday, because I did have a big bit I wanted to go into on Game of Thrones. Because I'm about to watch the series. I've been playing one of the games, and the new game that came out they've been working with George R.R. Martin. They've been working with the HBO show, and so it's actually very similar to what is being presented on the show. And I had a few sort of questions I wanted to talk about. Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Seen all of season 1, all of season 2, half of season 3.
Okay,
I've only ever watched it in the car. Like 2 summers ago, I watched season 1, half of season 1 on the way to Florida, the second half on the way back.
Okay.
Didn't watch any more of it. Like, I got really into it.
Right.
But then I didn't watch any more of it. So then last summer, we went to Alabama, watched the first half of season 2, watched the second half of season 2 on the way back. And then at the end of the summer, when we went gator hunting, I watched, it was during the night. So I think I watched 6 episodes down, or 3 episodes on the way down, 3 episodes on the way up.
You're going to have to go hunting gators again to finish season 3.
I know, I got to get another drive in. Because
Joey, let's drive to Peoria and back 6 times. I got to finish the season real quick.
I've never even tried watching it on a TV.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just like
now you can't. You've already committed for too long.
It's just how I watch Game of Thrones. This summer when we I think we're going back to Florida, like our big family vacation. Mm-hmm. Like 6 of my aunts and uncles. Well, maybe I'll finish season 3 and start season 4.
Oh, that's funny. That's too good. Well, maybe we'll talk about that some on Saturday then, because you've seen enough episodes to kind of talk about it. Alrighty. Well, I've kind of already mentioned eating healthy. It's difficult. I'm trying to eat more in the morning because I usually don't eat much in the morning. I had some yogurt and eggs this morning. Trying to eat less on lunch. Trying to eat more chicken instead of like burgers and shit like that. Trying to count calories a little bit more. So the thing is, I'm trying not to tell my friends like, yeah, we can't go to McDonald's, because I know that's where they want to go sometimes, and it's cheap and it's whatever. It's cheap for me. So what I'll do is I'll order like the McChicken, but I'll take the bread off. Get the no mayonnaise, maybe with lettuce. And if you're just looking at the patty, you're looking at maybe 200 calories or something like that, which is, less than half of what like a normal McDouble is, which is what I normally get. So already I'm like cutting it, in half, and I usually get 2 McDoubles. So I'll maybe get like 2 McChickens or something. Try to like cap around 400, 600 calories for a lunch. And then the biggest problem is coming home and just being here, because I'm hungry and I usually eat big dinners, and I get around the dinner, and I'm also used to eating like a snack kind of before bed, like a ramen or a chow mein or something, some kind of something. And so now we're getting to the point where it's that time of night, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't be eating anything, and it's just difficult. So we were home yesterday, and I thought to myself, okay, well, I'm home. I've got carrots and celery that should hold me over, and I just snacked on celery all morning, and I still never really truly felt full. I was kind of always hungry. And so the goal now is for me to try and figure out something that's high in fiber, high in protein, because I hear that's the things that make you feel a little more hungry. Try and find something that's high in fiber, high in protein, and try to snack on that a little bit. I've been told nuts of certain kinds, but I'm generally not a fan of anything that isn't a peanut.
Speaking of peanuts,
okay,
my go-to, I keep a jar of low-fat peanut butter in my desk at work.
You just eat the peanut butter like that?
Yeah, it's with a spoon.
Okay, so I'd be okay with that because I love peanut butter, but I would be super worried about the calories. I don't know what the calorie intake on something like that is. I would have to check on that. Some people have recommended almonds. I actually know specifically almonds. I think it is. That are is the most recommended, number one thing. Like if you're hungry, eat almonds or whatever it is. The thing is, I don't like almonds. I don't like cashews. I don't like if it's not a peanut and if it's not lightly salted. I don't like it. So maybe I'll have to try and acquire a taste. I don't know. But we'll see. One of the women at work who puts out the snacks overheard that I was trying to eat healthier, and she put out apples and bananas. So today I had a banana and an apple. So that was kind of fun. Because I don't have to pay for those. Sets them out. So I'm like, all right, cool. How about a chicken sandwich out there, too? That's healthy. So that's that. We're in the middle of it right now. We'll see how it goes. All right, well, we've got some news and some Would You Rathers, and then actually that's probably going to be about the end of our show. Nice and quick today. Snow-free roof. Oh, wait, I have a... Oops. We're so off on today. Actually, Hans, I wanted to play these. I should have 3... Okay, yeah, so I do have... I wanted to make a point that I now have 3... barfing noises on my that sound like barfing noises. So we have this, then this, and then so just loud guffaws that could be taken as expelling some kind of this one might be my favorite.
One for me, one for you, one for Ross.
That's
we each
true.
get our own.
Oh boy. So I have a soundboard for this, and I do things on the soundboard sometimes like this.
This just in other news.
In other news, Snow-free roof leads... Snow-free roof leads police to a marijuana farm. This is in the Netherlands. Netherlands police said that they were tipped off to an illegal marijuana farm when the heat from the residents' lamps melted the snow on the roof. Now, I'm going to send you a link on this, link for this on Facebook, just because when you look at the picture, it'll make you laugh. Here you are, sent. Basically, for people who are listening in at home and not looking at the visual or anything like that, it's just kind of like houses. Like it looks like a, what would you even call it? It's not a duplex, but it's like when your houses are built like right down next. It's like one big building almost. Anyways, there's snow on
projects.
I don't know. But there's snow on every part of the house except for the one in the center, which is entirely snow free. And it's melted away, and it's because the heat from the marijuana lamps was rising to the roof and melting the snow. Police tweeted a photo from the February 5th raid in Haarlem, showing how neighboring homes were covered in snow while the roof of the home that concealed the marijuana plants was bare from the heat lamps used to nurture the plants. Investigators said the same method was used recently to root out pot farms in Zutphen, Arnhem, and Amersfoort. No snow on the neighbor's roof. You can report suspected cannabis farms anonymously, police said in a tweet bearing the picture of the Haarlem roof. Cultivation of the marijuana is legal in the Netherlands. Cultivation of marijuana is legal in the Netherlands, but the law limits residents to 5 plants per home. Interesting.
How many do they have?
I don't know. Apparently more than 5.
If they need heat fixtures, Probably have like a jungle in there.
It's like the ones you see on TV. That's great. It's nice and snowy everywhere in the world. If we just would legalize pot, then our snow problems would be non-existent. That's always been my argument. You're not Catholic, are you?
I'm not.
Okay, not that I'm going to make fun of Catholics. I don't even know why I said that. I could have just said, "Are you Catholic?" and I would have just been asking the same thing. I was just curious. Some churches kick off Lent with a drive-through ash service. So this is, I'm not knocking on any religions here. I just wanted to talk about this because it was kind of funny. What's known as Ash Wednesday marked the beginning of Lent, the 40-day period observed by many Christians in preparation for Easter, but some churches across the United States this year catered to worshipers on the go with a drive-through service. The Mulholland United Methodist Church. Isn't a Methodist church for Methodists? Apparently not only.
I don't know.
Because I would have thought that a Methodist church would not be, you would go to a Catholic church for these things. Who knows? Maybe Methodists also. I guess it doesn't always have to be a Catholic thing. Maybe Methodists also.
I know a lot of people who like aren't Catholic but still participate in Lent.
Huh, that's true. The church said that a minister stood in a parking lot and administered ashes to followers in their cars. Quote, drive-through ashes provide the opportunity to participate in that tradition for people who have no church home, do not have time to go to a traditional service, or who are mobility challenged, said the church on its website. To mark Ash Wednesday, worshippers typically receive an ash marked in the form of a cross on their foreheads, or sprinkled over the crown of their heads, typically accompanied by these words: "Remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return." It's kind of morbid. I never realized that was also said. The act of making a cross from the ashes is a reminder of humanity and mortality and the grace of God, the Mulholland Church says. Ash Wednesday precedes Easter by 40 days, 46 if Sundays are included, and is... why would Sundays not be included? Do we not?
I think because it's like your weekly cheat day, maybe. I think that's what it is. Like you can, if you give a. See, I don't
Do you get to
participate
cheat
in
during Lent, though? Do you get a cheat day during Lent? That sounds unfair. That sounds like cheating.
I don't know.
Call into the show, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have any phones, but
I'm Googling it. I feel bad.
Let's see.
But
is a day that marks a day of fasting that marks the start of Lent, which believers pray. Good Lord, I can't read this. During which believers pray, reflect, and atone. The church said on its website that more than 250 people took advantage of the drive-thru service. Hundreds more were also served this way in Savannah, Georgia, Michigan. I'm not going to read this. The cities, Texas, and Florida, and other cities across the U.S. on Wednesday. Let's see. Ash Wednesday is a custom that has endured for hundreds of years, but some priests, nuns, and worshippers continued to what may be a new tradition by taking, get this, hashtag selfies and posting them online. The practice of sharing Ash Wednesday appearing online appeared on a smaller scale last year. Some have been critical of the hashtag selfies, saying that they aren't reflective of true Christian ideals that are encouraged during Lent. A Catholic nun noted in a tweet, "Let your light shine and do not let others see you are fasting." Yeah, I don't really get it, but I thought the Ash drive-through. So I was conflicted on what I thought about it. Go ahead, and did you find anything out about the cheat days?
I didn't.
No, so they probably don't exist.
So maybe,
Whatever reason, you don't count the Sundays because it's just the holy day. It's not a real day. I don't know. At first, I was kind of like, how do you not have time for something like Ash Wednesday? I mean, if you're... I don't know. I don't even know where to go with this, because I don't want to criticize anyone on their religion who says, I just don't have time to get ash on my forehead. But, I don't know. I guess I should just be content that it's cool that they offer something for people that may not have the time. And my initial opinion was, if it's something that's that important to you, then you find the time. I mean, I feel like you're just really being lazy about Ash Wednesday. if all you can do is drive by, roll down your window, let the priest go, and you're done, and then you just drive on by. This dude's doing it in a Starbucks coffee lot. It's the video here that they're showing is the two priests like standing outside the Starbucks coffee, and people just as they're coming out, they're just giving them to them. It's like, really?
Odd.
Like, you can't. I don't know. It's weird to me. But then again, I'm not Catholic. I'm also not anyone who ever has performed, is what I was going to say, who has participated in Ash Wednesday. So I couldn't tell you. I just felt like if we're at a point where we're like cutting down, the services so much that we have to go to drive-through for these special services, it just feels
I can see that because it's a Wednesday. Like, it starts on a Wednesday.
So it's in the middle. You're getting up ready for work.
So it's like the middle of the week. Like, church usually doesn't... Like, most Wednesdays, people don't make time for a Wednesday church service.
I would be curious to know... It's a good point.
They should at least do it in the church parking lot, though.
Yeah,
so, like,
the Starbucks thing is kind of funny.
Church, not like, I can get Starbucks. Oh, while I'm there, I can
I'll just go ahead and get the ash on my forehead. Here's your grande frappuccino chocolate, whatever, and here's your ash on your forehead. I'm curious to see how people were handling it before. Like, did they legitimately wake up and go, "God damn, sure would be nice to have a drive-through Ash Wednesday thing, but there's not, so I guess I just can't get it." Or were they making the time and now they're like, "Oh crap, now drive-through, I don't even have to commit to it like I used to." Like, I would be curious to see how people were doing it before.
I don't know.
I was kind of split on it. My mind has changed a little bit as I've read the article. Originally, I was like, come on, now you're just being lazy. But I guess if there's probably people who really can't do it but really want to participate, then who am I to judge? Who am I to criticize Ash Wednesday?
But I did figure it out.
Okay.
Sundays are cheat days.
They are cheat days. So you can do... So whatever
Sundays in general, like, you're not supposed to fast or do anything on because it's a day of rest.
This is what I used to tell my father. He would, weekends, he would say, "Oh, we gotta go pick up sticks, gotta cut some wood, gotta break the leaves." And I'd be like, "Dad, it's Sunday. Jesus would be disappointed. We can't do yard work on Sundays." Like, "This is the perfect time to do it, son. There's no work or nothing." I hated it. Leave it to my father to make me work on the Sabbath. I saw this video for this next article, and it kind of made me angry. Not in like a real serious way, but I'm curious if you saw it. I saw it show up earlier this week. 92-year-old hits 10 cars in a parking lot. So I'm going to show this to you, and you can watch it if you want. You don't need to have it happens really quickly, actually, and you don't need to have sound on for it. But it's a snowy parking lot. The guy sort of comes out of his parking spot and then immediately rams into the cars in front of him. And then he's in a parking lot, right? So then he like tries to back up, bam, hits the cars behind him, goes forward, bam, just like pinballing back and forth, right? Hitting all these cars, swings like a huge U, hits this other car that's like trying to come out of the lane next to him and continues to just bash up and down the cars, like I said, like a pinball. And it was determined to be an accident, and no charges are being pressed. I'm going to read the article to see if it has any new information that I did not have, but I heard this and I was kind of dumbfounded. Police in Wisconsin released a video of a 92-year-old motorist. Go watch this on YouTube, guys, if you haven't. Just type in 92-year-old parking lot. Released a video of the 92-year-old motorist losing control of his van in a parking lot and striking 10 vehicles. It was 9 when I originally read the article, so the death count has apparently gone down. The Mayville Police Department said that the elderly man became confused while pulling out of his parking spot Friday at the Piggly Wiggly, because those exist. I've heard of Piggly Wigglies, but I don't know. I've never seen one in Mayville, and he stepped on the gas, striking, because that's what you do. When you're confused pulling out of your parking spot, what do? You floor it, because that is your only option. Security camera footage shows the man in reverse striking cars behind him before heading toward the exit of the lot, striking 2 more vehicles along the way. Police said no injuries were reported from the crash. Police Chief Christopher McNeil said that the 92-year-old told officers he became confused and panicked behind the wheel. because I'm 92 and I'm driving.
The best way to get through adversity is to go through adversity.
Yes.
Just go straight through them.
Kurt Stengel and Veronica Gies, volunteer firefighters who were in the last vehicle struck by the man, said they ran after the van and persuaded the driver to stop. Persuaded him to stop. I'm slamming on the window, just pounding on it, saying, stop your car, stop your car. Police said the man, whose name is not being released, is cooperating with officials and is not expected to be charged with any crime. What? That's where I'm... oh, boy. I don't know how I feel about this, because it may not be a crime. I don't even know.
I mean, what do you want to do? He's 92. You want to send him to jail?
I mean, don't send him to jail.
They're sending him to his death.
Make an example
you
of
make
him.
him do community. You make him do community service. He will die on the side of the road.
You know what? What's happening here is this is going to set a precedent for all other old people that ever get in an accident. They're going to be like, you remember that 92-year-old who hit those 10 cars in the parking lot? Case dropped. And they're never going to have to... Old people are never going to be held accountable for anything they ever do again, thanks to this man. He says he became confused.
Well,
if you watch the video...
When you're 92 and you get away with everything, you can thank this man.
Oh, my gosh. So, okay, we're going to reenact it again. He drives forward. This is going to be the last article. Let me see. I'm going to briefly go over the last one after this one, but we won't dwell on it. He drives forward, wha-bam, hits the car, right? Drives... Now, he is switching between drive and reverse this entire time. What? Boosh, hits the cars behind him. Then, hits the cars in front of him. Does the Yui, wha-bam, like the whole time, he's like consciously shifting gears and doing stuff. Like, if you are confused and you've hit a car already...
You just stop.
Just stop! Why are you driving? I don't That's the one thing I don't understand. That is the whole thing of this whole predicament that I don't get is... the other article I read, they said his foot got caught on the accelerator. So what did he floored it? That was his best option. Was, oh shit, my foot's stuck, and it's just because you can't. Can you shift gears when you've got your foot on the accelerator? Right.
You can put it in neutral.
Okay, but could you go from drive to neutral to reverse, or however your car is set up, drive to reverse? I don't think you can. I haven't tried it. I don't know.
If maybe he shifted it, he was going to drive, hit the car so hard
that
he put it in neutral that it just bounced back.
I don't know, man. It's so crazy because the whole thing is I'm thinking he couldn't have been slamming on the gas the entire time if he's switching gears like that, which means he would have had to have tried to hit the brakes and then just hit the brakes, just leave it. You hit the brakes long enough to throw it in reverse and hit the car behind you. I don't know. I call BS. I call funky something on this because I don't think this is true. I don't think it's true that guy was confused. I'm confused. I don't. That's that for that, man. The next article title was "College Apologizes for Happy Pills Given to Kids." Apparently, a professor was handing out M&Ms in prescription bottles and telling kids they were happy pills. What an awful decision.
Placebo effect.
Exactly. So not only do you get that, but now you're training people. I mean, kids eating medication 90% of the time was like, oh, I thought this frickin' whatever was. I thought this Vicodin was a little candy cane piece. I thought it was something that it's not. Here, let's put candy in a freaking prescription bottle and tell the kids, here you go. It was prescribed to good kids only. What an awful decision. And a professor, no less. Come on. Let's do some would you rathers, and then we'll kick the bucket. Then we'll get out of here.
All right.
You don't work in the theater anymore, right?
Technically, I'm seasonal.
Okay.
It's like when school's not in session, I'll pick up shifts.
Any news on how crowded it was for 50 Shades of Grey?
It was the busiest they've been in 3 or 4 years. Like it set a record.
So stupid. So dumb. I read reviews for it, and it sounded awful, too.
Yeah.
How do you present a film that is almost softcore porn without quite getting the softcore? Because you think it really was?
I haven't seen it, but I mean the movie. I don't know. I don't know. Continue.
Well, the book itself.
I don't have anything to say.
The book is graphic. I know that for a fact. I haven't read it, but I know people who have read it. The book is graphic. So my question then is, so not even really talking about the movie, how do you make a movie of a graphic, debatably pornographic novel into a movie that everyone can go see and still enjoy? If you've read it and you've enjoyed it, chances are it was from the titillation that you got about reading about their affairs that they were having. And you're not going to go to an actual theater, and I don't get it. I don't know if it was some kind of weird, like, bad girl thing people were feeling, like, ooh, I get to go see 50 Shades of Grey and it doesn't count as porn. And so they, like, I don't get what the appeal was. And dudes for sure couldn't have been paying money for that. They just stay home and watch porn for free. I don't understand. I'm trying to figure out, like, what the target audience was. I guess just people who loved the book so much or thought the characters were far more interesting. The only reason I kind of want to see it is because the reviews I read said that it was laughably funny in a lot of parts. Like, laughably bad.
Really?
Yeah. And so that kind of makes me want to watch it just because I want to see how funny it really is. Or if I can laugh at, like, just the melodrama. But I'm not gonna pay to see it. That's for sure. Anyways, let's get on to this thing. Speaking of 50 Shades of Grey,
Pro boner.
we now have our Would You Rather segment. Oh boy. Okay, here's one. This one's pretty morbid. Let's go ahead and put a cap on all of our energy for the evening. Would you rather be immortal? Okay, so live forever.
Uh-huh.
Or die right now.
Ooh.
You have to die right now, but you rest in peace, I guess, whatever you believe in for the afterlife. Or you can be immortal, but you will live forever. You can never die. All your friends around you will die. And you will outlive everybody.
Man. I mean, I'd probably put a damper on the show. So I'd say.
I'll tell you what, it's a difficult question because I don't think people realize what it means to be immortal, given we have no concept of infinity, but you're living for life, you're experiencing the tragedies of, there's a bunch of movies about vampires and stuff about this. I don't know if there's Interview with a Vampire. One of them has to deal with him going through and just meeting women and falling in love, and then they're dead. And you just, it's immortal isn't always as cool as it sounds. You're like, oh, cool, I'll be able to see the PS6 and all this cool technology, and we'll be in space eventually. It's like, sure, but you're gonna live forever. Everyone will die. Your favorite bands will be gone at some point.
I would. I think I would do, just because it's instantaneously and I couldn't say goodbye or anything to anyone, or there's absolutely no closure
right
for anything. I think I would pick up being immortal, just because just if it was like tomorrow I die, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. Or like 6 hours. I could make do with 6 hours.
I don't think I could handle the pressure. I would be in here being like, oh God, what movie do I watch John Wick again? Like, what can I fit into my schedule in the last 6 hours? And then once I got done watching the movie, I'm like, God, that was awesome, but holy crap, that was 2 hours I shouldn't have wasted.
So we get a portable DVD player.
Watch it on the
you
car
while you do other things.
as I'm doing everything else. The more and more I talk about it, I wonder if my curiosity outweighs my desire for just like a peaceful rest, because you would get to see a lot of cool things, and I wonder if
you pick up Buddhism, meditate. Rest for life, for infinite.
See, but that is a commitment.
Okay, but if you've lived 1,000 years, what's 50 years meditating?
True, but but you live forever. You're going to be alive forever. Like, that's, what if, What if at some point the universe just implodes and it's all gone? We're just sitting in a vast nothingness, except for you, who is now immortal, sitting...
And that's what space is, technically.
Yeah, okay, so you're
blips.
just chilling out there. You're okay with that? You're sitting there. No one else is alive. Not a single person in the universe is alive because they all picked they'd rather die right now. And you chose that you wanted to be immortal. Not to say I wouldn't also pick it, because I am interested in... I think I would be so interested in the future and what it holds. And there's a sort of like kind of do whatever you want thing that happens with being immortal. Because I wonder if then being immortal means you wouldn't have to eat. I mean... How long would you...
I would say living like...
Cause
I wouldn't. Because, I mean, you still feel pain. It's not like you're invulnerable. You're
that's
just
true.
immortal.
That's
you
true.
just can't die. So, like, you could feel hunger, heat, cold. But you just won't die. You can break bones.
Do you think they would heal? Do you think, like...
I think they would heal.
Wolverine healing?
I mean, we're talking about something that's impossible. So.
Come on, Tony, give me real scientific answers.
And the only reason, you'd have some sort of healing factor at an accelerated rate, like Deadpool.
Let's. Do you see that there's like more information coming out about that? They teased more.
I'm so excited for Deadpool.
Dude, I really want to see a Deadpool movie.
Like, yeah, hold on.
He's getting something. I'm excited.
Whoops. Have you read this?
I have not. That sounds...
Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe? It's awesome.
That's awesome.
Have you read this? Marvel Encyclopedia?
I have not. I'm not a huge Marvel fan. Deadpool and Spider-Man are about the only people that entertain me.
Oh, did you see Spider-Man's going to be in the MCU?
I did see that. I don't know what to think about it. They've rebooted Spider-Man so many times now. I doubt they'll reboot it again. They'll probably just include him in a movie and then that's that. But if you don't do, I don't know, how do you put personality back into Spider-Man if you don't do another origin film? You know? Because if he just shows up as a dude and that's it, and then he runs off and he's done, or if he just kind of plays a part, I mean, I don't know. I feel like he would have to have a solo movie to kind of build him up for something. But I'm trying to think if I heard them talking about him being in Civil War or not, or if that's
that's the one he's going to be in.
Dang. So
I mean, he plays in the comic books. He plays a pretty key role in Civil War,
right?
But I don't know if he'll play the same. I doubt he'll carry the same weight. But I don't know. Did you see Amazing Spider-Man 2?
I didn't. The reviews weren't great enough,
and
I was kind of worried about it anyways.
It's just bad. Like, Andrew Garfield is a good Spider-Man.
Right.
He is.
I liked him.
He had nothing to work with. Absolutely nothing.
Well, and they had way too many... You get Rhino, you get Electro... was it Shocker? No, it was Electro.
Electro.
You get Electro, you get the Green Goblin. It's like, come on, dude. Like, give him one enemy, and that's it. So, I'm more curious now. Have we canceled all of our, like, future plans, like the Sinister Six and the Venom, and... That sucks. I wanted a Venom movie, because that's all Sony still,
I would say Venom's still probably fair game, because he hasn't been in any, like, Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And it's not like... Like, and now they have Kevin Feige, or Feige, or Feige, whatever, the guy who runs Marvel, like, basically helping them to, like, produce and direct their movies, like, get them on the right track to make movies that'll make money like they were. Like, Spider-Man made a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
It was just really bad.
It's unfortunate. I thought that the first one was very, very good. I was very impressed. And of course they killed it, which you often have a chance of doing with sequels.
But yeah, speaking of, I would pick Immortality.
Oh, yeah. So let's, I'm going to go with the same, just out of curiosity. I'm picking Immortality. Let's click. Wow. Maybe not surprising. 93,000 votes. 77% said that they would rather be immortal. 23% said they'd rather die right now.
So yeah, I'd be with like 77% of the population, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be alone.
That's true.
Like,
let's see. I'm going to pick one more, and then we'll go ahead and cap things off.
okay.
So dumb.
Wait, I got one after you. I got one, a quick one. Once you're done, though.
Okay, what? I can't. These are not good. Okay. There's another morbid one. Sort of. You have one last thing to do before you die. Would you rather skydive or go mountain climbing?
Oh, I've decided this a long time ago. Skydive.
Skydive.
Because what? Honestly, like that'd just be a heck of a way to go out. Like you can just rock, like look like you're Superman, just fist out, just like you're flying, and like people look and they're just like, "What?" Like if you know you're gonna die anyway, you can just like make it look like you're doing something awesome. Everyone's gonna think it's like, "Whoa, that's amazing." They don't know you died.
That guy is gonna be so dead in about 5 minutes.
So like, I just think it'd be. I mean, if you fall flat on your stomach, squirrel like this, or if you just nosedive, if there's any difference at all between the time of death, it'll be a lot faster if you're nosedive, if you're just diving in.
Yeah. I feel like maybe the adrenaline would kill. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'd die of a heart attack before I hit the ground. Trying to think how much the adrenaline rush would be in skydiving versus mountain climbing. I mean, you're not going to get too much of a rush getting to the top of the mountain, I don't think. Not comparative to skydiving. I guess I'm also going to go with skydiving, hoping that the buzz from jumping out of a plane is going to be enough to make me not care that I'm about to die.
Yeah.
All right, skydiving. Also, maybe not all that surprising. 100,000 votes. 75% said, so 75,000 said they'd rather skydive. 25,000 said that they would rather mountain climb. That is. Oh, give me your one.
Okay. I gotta take my headphones off for this because I'm gonna play some sounds.
Okay, perfect.
All right. So I apologize if this is gonna be an echo, but would you rather listen to the Pokemon theme song on loop your entire life, or Zelda music on loop your entire life? So here's Zelda. Classic. Or
I'm gonna say I would probably go with Zelda. I would probably have to go with the Zelda one because it doesn't have any lyrics. I don't know. That was good. Loop for the rest of my life. I would hate it, both of them, but I would go with Zelda. I would go with Zelda over the Pokemon theme. As cool as the Pokemon one is, the Zelda one's kind of catchy, and it doesn't have words. So I could do something different with it. I could try to make up my own words every time or something.
Yeah.
What's your pick? Zelda?
I would do Zelda too, because I would. Yeah. I could do that.
I know, you get that. It'd be looping, so every 5 minutes, and gotta catch them all.
That's only 3 minutes. Only a 3-minute theme song.
Oh, dang. Yes, that'd be looping pretty quickly. That brings us to an end. It's actually ended up being a lot longer than I expected, but we also rambled quite a bit, which is not always a bad thing. One thing to remember...
Toronto doesn't have bums!
Toronto does not have any bums, according to a bum in Toronto. Sorry, sometimes I laugh at my own jokes. I apologize. If you want to help out the show, tell your friends. Go see us post on Facebook and stuff like that. Share those things, like them, comment on them, do anything to get people to go, I wonder what they're looking at over there. Click, and then they'll see and they go, is this a radio show? Let's check it out. And they'll tune in and they'll see us doing weird things on the show here, and hopefully we'll catch their interest. You can learn how to sponsor a segment if you go to the webpage, which is streamthemachine.com. You can support us on Patreon if you like, which is patreon.com/streamthemachine. There you can either make a small donation or just become a supporter. Anything helps, and we are appreciative of any kind of help from people. You can email in music. We did not have music today. We won't have it at the end of the show. I usually like to save those for our Saturdays and our Froller shows. But if you know anybody that's got music, if you've got music, or if you can find some stuff that you just really like that you know isn't owned by a record label or by a band, or if you have their permission to send it in, feel free to send it in to us. That way we can play it on the show. You can follow me on Twitter at RedefinedJack. You can follow Tony at TonyDePalma51. The show Twitter account is at STM Podcast. There you'll really just see when we're going live. You know what I realized? What I just realized? Shit.
You didn't share anything.
Well, I shared just one on Facebook. I did not start the MixLR stream. So people, I know there's one or two people that do tune into the audio stream, the audio only. And I apologize for you people. I did not do the MixLR stream tonight. Damn it, why is it so easy for me to forget it? I'm going to tape something down here that's like my checklist, and I'm going to have to do it every week because I forget MixLR all the time now. That's really upsetting. Anyways, if you're sorry about that, you'll have to catch it later on the video show or the audio stream. StreamTheMachine.com if you want to find out more, listen to past episodes. This Saturday, episode 45, we are 5 episodes away from having our 50th anniversary and our 50th episode and our 1-year anniversary, not our 50th anniversary. So let's see here. It's the 21st, 46th will be on the 28th, 47th is on the 7th. What am I at? 48th is on the 14th, 49th is on the 21st, and the 28th. So the last Saturday in March. Everyone keep your schedules clear. And, then you can watch the show. And we're going to do cool stuff. We've got a great show starting to be planned for that. Got a lot of great stuff coming down the pipes. Tony, thank you for being an awesome co-host. As always. Great show tonight.
I do what I can.
Very excited. And it's very good what you do. We'll be back 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central this weekend. Having a cool show and everything like that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. And for those of you tuning in on MixLR, I apologize for an hour of silence. You know what? We're going to hear from...
pay for it, man.
We're going to hear from the bum again, and then that's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening. We will see you again next episode.
And you can't kill a person with no body.
This has been a Fly Science Productions podcast.
And that's the end. We're going to hit stop recording now.